This is a demonstration of eyeReport number 30. It lists all patients not getting recalled when you process your OfficeMate recall letters, labels, lists, or postcards. After using this report the first time and updating all the patient recall dates, use this report monthly to be sure recall dates are always in the future. If the recall dates are not updated, you're losing revenues. Without reminders, patients may never return to your practice. Over the many training sessions I've held where I look at the results of this report, I find that practices have hundreds of names that have recall dates in the past. If the recall reminder window doesn't display at the end of recording a fee slip, recall dates may never get updated. To use this eyeReport in Excel 2007 or above, open workbook number 30. Select the second worksheet. Click the Refresh Data button to get the latest OfficeMate data. You will now see a list of all patients whose recall dates are less than their last exam date. This means their recall dates are in the past. For example, Mary Wynn, patient number 1316, has a last exam date of June 24th, 2010, but her recall date is June 26, 2004. She didn't get a recall notice in 2011, 2012, or 2013, and unless the recall date is updated, she'll never get a recall notice again. As shipped, the patients listed have a last exam date starting at January 1st, 2009. If you want to refine the search and maybe recall patients who have not had an exam in the past 3 years, click the last exam date drop-down list. Select Date Filters, After, and enter the date you want. For example, 1/1/2011. Now you have the patients whose recall date should be updated through OfficeMate. If you want to print the report, you have to make it fit into your paper size. Shrink the columns or hide the columns you don't need printed. Or to hide the columns, select the columns you don't need, right-click, and click Hide. Now you can print the report by going File, Print, selecting your printer, and printing. Now that you have your list, you go into OfficeMate and update all these patients. For example, we're going to update Mary Tomalis, number 2589. So open OfficeMate. Click Patients, patient number 2589, find the patient, click Demographics, Recall, and here's the recall date you need to update. Complete this for every patient on the list. If you want to use the list to actually recall patients and send letters, labels, lists, postcards, or email them, you can use one of the other two worksheets in the report. Select the second worksheet. Use the recall date filter to get the patients you want to select. For example, get all patients whose recall date is between 1/1/2013 and 1/31/2013. You can also filter on the recall type. For example, I want to select 12-month adults only. This first tab lists all patients with their names and addresses, but they're a patient number with the patient name. So if you merge it into Microsoft Word, the number will be in the name field. This third tab is the exact same report, except the patient number is not in the name. Once you have your names, if you want to merge them into Word, you select the name, address, city, state, and zip. copy, select a blank workbook, paste them, and you can now merge the name and address into your Word documents. If you want to email the patients, let's unhide the columns we select the email address, copy the email addresses, open up your email letter. In the blind copy, you paste all the email addresses, and you can now send your emails to your recall patients. When you finish with the reports, save it or save it as, and give it a name that has meaning to you. Keep the number 30 in the name, so if report number 30 is updated, you'll know that there's a later report. Should you have any questions on this or any of the other eyeReports, don't hesitate to contact eyeReports support.